Good evening, everyone. We're currently streaming a just scrim between TPO Goats and then Glacial Academy. Two teams that you were saying something, Emily? I apologize, there might be some technical difficulties. I'm just checking on my co-caster right now. And we're just waiting for the teams to finalize their positions and get ready for draft right now.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Has that turned off?
Okay, I was just wondering, because I heard you start talking but didn't hear anything else.
Yeah. Would be the issue. Blame it on that. Okay, beans. Jeez. All right, so are we? They are starting draft soon.
We're just waiting on the team to be ready for draft. I think there might be some.
Yeah, there's technical difficulties. Draft.
Yeah, apparently Draft LOL is creating issues where one of the teams cannot get into it. So looks like they're having to potentially remake it here.
Get to it. Just... We should be good to go.
Haven't changed anything yet, so.
I'm just gonna go ahead and this is probably either Sadness or Dog Davis's fault, so we'll just blame one of them. It's one of your spectators trolling. It's Jim.
Alright, apologize for the delay. There is a new draft link coming through. And appears that either one or both of the teams was not able to lock in. Why are you writing them out to Coconut?
Because they messed up the draft link. So, okay.
There's going to
All
be
right. Goated. Did they have goated on the other one? No, they did
No,
not.
they had goats. Just flicking over, and looks like red.
We good on your end, Jim?
Yep, we're good. I got it up, and we're going. Right, let's see what these bands are. Cassante for the
What?
goats. Followed up by a Maokai from Glacial. It's interesting.
That's geared towards sadness.
Maokai's just a strong jungler right now. Trundle. Wait.
Uh,
Hello, Magic.
Magic, I want to know how to do that.
And then Rakan to round out the goats' first banning phase. So right now we have Maokai and Gangplank from Glacial, and then they finish off with a Nivea as well.
They banned
First pick a Mumu.
Ooh.
Interesting. It can be flexed because it is
It
something
can.
that can go both bot lane as support or
Yeah.
in the jungle.
I haven't seen a Momo used in the support in a while, so it would be nice to see that.
Kais is locked in for Glacial, which is one of Dog Dave's big picks. So Kai'Sa
Let's
Swain.
talk about Dog Davis.
Swain is somebody that can easily go in a couple
Mid or
positions.
support.
Mid support. I've seen him play top a few times. It's not the
Like,
best pick top, but
yeah.
a lot of flex currently shown by both teams. Did you look at Glacial's side at all?
Just a little bit. So now that Zyra's been picked, um, actually no, I still don't know where that Zyra can be flexed mid and support. What is up with these teams? What are they doing?
They're just not showing anything.
I know I meant by picking
The flex picks.
yeah.
Well, does Dathlo actually play Zyra?
I mean,
And
I'm
a
sure
misfortune and a
I don't
Mordekaiser to
know.
round out phase 1. So all that we really know is that there's 80 carries.
There's 80 carries and there's supports and top
There's
laner.
there's 80 carries and flex because Mumu Zyra can go in two spots. Mord and Swain can go in two spots. It could be a Mord top. It could be a Mord jungle.
Ward mid has been popping up a lot.
Yeah. I don't think
There's
he's
also
as good
Orton
in
and the
mid.
Victor ban.
I don't think he's as good mid currently because of all the AP scaling champs that you have currently.
Yeah.
So Ornn and Udyr span from Glacial, and then Victor and no, who's gonna be?
Um,
Kindred.
uh,
So they think it might be a Mord top, and making sure that Kindred's not on the table. Silas picked up by Glacial.
so that means that
They're
it's
leaving
gonna
the
slow down.
Mord, so that's going to be a Swain support likely. They're leaving the Mord up to be flexed to be like, okay, are we playing it to the jungler or are we playing it into your top lane?
Silas is still being played in the jungle, so you can't
Yeah,
really say
but
for sure that it's
he's not strong in the jungle currently. He's a good counter pick for certain champs, but I don't know if this is the best Silas jungle game. Shen, so that's Shen top.
And the last pick.
Is Oriana. So that is Shen top, Mumu jungle, Ori mid, and then MF and Zyra in the bot lane for the goats.
I don't know if I've seen Deathlow play Oriana.
He does have a lot of. They do have a lot of Wabo. Um, Mumu going in,
I
Shen going
still have
in.
no. I still have no idea where Glacial's
So
team is.
so Glacial's team is going to be Jack's top lane because he can bully
Mhm.
that Shen and does well into the split push if the Shen makes the alt play to make a play elsewhere. The Jax is just going to push that turret and go to town and try to just split push. Um, Mord is going to be jungle, and then it's going to be Silas, and then Kaisa and Swain in the bot lane.
Mm. Interesting. So based on the drafts here, who has the most favorable matchup?
So it ultimately depends on how well the Jax split push goes, because that's where it's ultimately going to fall. If the Jax can split push, then it'll go in Glacial's favor. But if he's not able to, or if he's just way too far behind, if they get put a lot of tension for him, the sheer power of the team fight capabilities from the Amumu diving in, the Shen diving in, the ult from the Amumu getting followed up by Oriana ult, Zyra ult, Misfortune ult, that's going to be a lot of damage on that Glacial team.
Yeah. I
And they
don't.
do have some stuff to kind of peel off, but they have a lot of melee as well, where their only two ranged champs are that Swain and that Kaisa. So Mord and Silas are going to be, and Jax, if they're in a team fight, are going to get hammered by those ults if they all go off at the same time.
Yeah, I would. I think that for me personally, it's in the favor of a goaded team. Because you have that desire route with the MF on top of the Orion skills. Amumu just is. He's got the route to stun.
There is a lot of gank um, set up a lot more for goats in the bot lane than for Glacial. Mord's going to want to walk
Yes.
in, but the Misfortune can throw down an E to slow him. The Zyra can root him, and then there's the Q from the Mumu to zip himself in there. The Mord's got to walk at you, and he's got to walk at you and throw out that E to kind of pull you towards him. And if he doesn't land, you might just walk out.
Yeah, but you also have like the Silas who can just run around and steal everybody's ults. So
Um,
Silas with an MF ult was not fun.
no, he's got decent ults. I think the only ult that he probably wouldn't prefer is the Shen. It'd be alright, but it's not the one that he wants to take.
He can actually like just use the Shen ult like Shen normally would. I've never played Silas nor have played Shen, so
Yeah, the Shen ult would mainly be like I'm matching him in the side lane. He goes to make a play bot side, and I need to follow him, so I just quickly steal the ult and ult down to bot side too. That'd be that kind of style to just get there in a fight if he's not running teleport or it's on cooldown. But ultimately, he's gonna look to be like, I want to dash in with that Oriana ult and then do a huge
yeah.
shockwave when I connect. The Misfortune ult's gonna be big. The Zyra ult for zoning effect or even knockup will be big. Amumu's ult is big because he essentially has the same thing with his dash,
Yeah.
where he can root chain to somebody and root them and then do the ult.
Um, I was surprised to see Dog Davis's 80 carry not like instant picked.
I think they were working on more flexibility They didn't show much. They kind of showed that they were looking for the playmaker, tank, jungler. Amumu can do a lot for the team.
Yes.
He can
Yeah.
do a lot of wall gangs. He's got a lot of CC, and he goes tank. So you're not sitting there going like, okay, we need a tank elsewhere. They were able to get a tank in both top and jungle, which opened up the map. Well, the front line of Glacial is a bit more bruisery or sustain, where they're looking at Silas to sustain with his heal, the Swain to sustain with his ult, Mord to just be the bruiser that he is, as well as Jax just kind of like, I'll outduel you,
He's gonna
outstun you.
he's gonna bonk him. I know. I'm excited to see how this pans out.
It'll be interesting to watch the top matchup because it is a lot of like counterplay of like Jack's main abilities come from autos,
Yeah.
so which all get blocked by that Shen shield.
Well,
So
Shen's
if
weak early game, right?
no, he can hit pretty hard early. He can abuse people fairly well early game just by with that Q draw. It gives him an additional like two additional empowered autos, so he can bully early on for champs that want to scale. So he does have that capability. He has the capability to kind of stop the autos damage coming through from the Jax, but it's ultimately comes down to like who can outplay the other. Because if they're able to time things out right and space it correctly, they don't have to worry about the shield. They don't have to worry about stuff. Can they make enough pressure whenever the Shen ult's out elsewhere? Okay, but who do you think is going to win for game one?
Uh, the goaded team because they had to rename the draft link.
I'm going to go with the counter and just go with Glacial, just because I think that their team has more capabilities. If Team Finds aren't going their way, they can go to split push effects. But we're going to take a short break for the spectator delay, so we will be back shortly.
Hello and welcome back to game one of Glacial versus Goated. I believe that they are going by this game. So we're just starting out here. For I'm guessing there's gonna be no level one shenanigans. I get all excited and then it never.
There might.
Right.
I like that chroma on that Project Mord skin.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
Kaisa
very.
has your chroma.
Oh yes. I just wanted to know where the skins are for especially the MF. Oh, they're starting early. It looks like top lane is going to start whacking each other right off the bat. All
Nothing's
right,
blown though.
Jax. No thumbs blown. However, the Shen did get chunked down to about half health. So, in order to get back to lane and not miss that farm, he may be able to walk back up, but
They didn't even blow pots. They were just certain that they were getting out.
they're asserting their dominance early. Oriana was able to place vision in the top side of the river for Glacial, so they are setting up potential invade.
Oriana's for goat.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Blue side is goats, TPO goats, and red side is Glacial Academy. A lot of pressure coming down from the Jax onto the Shen. Kind of going back and forth. The Shen's able to pull back and deal a lot of return damage as the Jax was trying to step up to kind of bully and Shen off of that wave.
He's doing a good job, but
Nobody's really farmed. They're just kind of whacking each other back and forth. Oh, Jax hits level 2 first, which is big because she's gonna have that stun as well as likely his hop now.
yeah, depending on what he started.
He started his stun. Not much going on around the map. Kind of even in mid lane. Bot lane is pushing for the GOAT team. They do have a little bit more of the early game pressure with the Zyra and Kaisa.
Yeah, Zyra's been landing those roots. You can see with the
Jax is
Kaisa
hitting level 3 early too.
Oof.
A CS lead is starting to go into effect though in mid lane. Currently 18 to 11 in the favor of Oriana. Oh, Silas just dashed forward but tanked a tower shot.
Silas is a level ahead. He did hit level 4 before Ori did. Swain's looking a little bit low there.
Jackson Mord looking to see if they can catch out the Amumu and get pressure on that top scuttle. Amumu's just fine with not going up there, knowing that Shen's pushed in. Looks like he's rotating to bot scuttle instead. Ooh, Shen's gets leaped on, but barely walks out with about one strike left on his health bar.
Yeah,
Mord
this
goes in
Jax is
and
bullying
as the Silas dashes in. Ooh, the flash from Oriana, but a follow-up flash from Silas secures the kill in first blood.
And does use teleport to get back to lane.
Does it interrupt the back?
Are they able to stop?
Oh.
No. Oh, Kaisa did blow the heel to try and save the Swain, but this way did go down to. Did get that kill. The Zyra got the kill on the Swain.
Big thing to notice is that there is no heal on the side of Goat's side in their bot lane. They took cleanse and exhaust. Ooh, but heavy damage coming under turret onto the Kaisa, and Dog Davis on that MF does get that second kill of the bot lane and forces Kaisa to miss a large minion wave.
Yeah, that puts MF ahead. Kaisa most likely. Oh, she did not. I'm not gonna walk back to lane with a noon quiver, where Kaisa has. Kaisa does have a noon quiver as well.
MF just has that extra damage from the Doran's Blade as well to kind of help her out there.
Yeah.
Mord is spotted bot side on that ward that he just cleared out. So they do know where he is. Shen and Jax are going at it again up top. Shen's getting the less favorable matchup currently, just getting bullied by that Jax after not able to block much damage with his shield. Mord's coming into mid looking for another gank mid lane, but just happens to pressure off Ori back to her turret. He's walking into the hands of the Amumu though. The Amumu dashes in, looks to
Mord's
start a
looking
fight,
for
but
help
Mord
here.
is just able to walk out. Jax jumps in onto the Shen, but the Shen shield just dissuades him from continued pressure. There's a lot of fighting going on. A smite from Mord does take that top scuttle. Shen's getting aggressed on by the Jax again. Looks like he's getting most of the favorable matchup in that top lane. Shen's forced to back once again. Not the best back for him. Maybe he'll come back with a little bit more items because the Jax already has that Sheen.
What is Jack built Divine Sunder?
Yeah, he can build Divine
Oh,
Sunder.
Mordekaiser is bot lane looking for that engage.
That exhaust
And they're so low.
The exhaust does go down, kind of stopping the damage from the Mord coming through, which actually turns around, and the MF and Zyra are able to take a kill and kill that Mord who was trying to gank in a 3v2.
The Mord came down at a very interesting time because both the bot laners were half health when he came down. So that's a bit of an interesting gank, but it looks like Silas is going Rod of Aegis.
Yeah, it looks like the start of
Dang.
Rod of Ages that he's gonna go with.
I think that I have to say that has to. I don't normally see Rod of Aegis built on Silas. I'm not sure what the current.
I don't know if Zyra really wants to be there. She's forced to blow her
No.
flash. Kind of
Was she
acting a
going
bit
for that blue
aggressive.
buff?
She was
I
trying to
mean, I would
pressure
commend
Mord off
her
the blue
for,
buff, but
but
now both MF and Zyra are caught out with the Mord hitting 6. Mord takes Zyra into the ult, kills her. The big Orianna ult, followed up by the Amumu ult and the Misfortune ult, takes 2 in return in bot lane. A top lane fight going on as well. The Ori and MF and Amumu are looking to chase that Swain down as Silas is able to dash over the wall and get away. Looks like the
I
Swain's trying
wanted
to
to
just
turn on
get
the
out,
Silas.
but looks like he's not going to get out as Orianna does take that kill. Top lane's fight still going on. Jackson, Shen are hitting back and forth. Jax did blow the ult there as well to stay alive. It's kind of leaning closer into Shen's favor after that fight, health-wise. Looks like his W was able to secure everything. Shen dashes in and gets the kill
Oh my goodness.
onto the Jax, who just
Nicely
stepped a
played in
little bit
top
too
lane.
close.
So I was just looking at the gold, and Misfortune has a 2k gold lead on Kaisa.
I didn't even see that.
About
Yeah.
a 2k. It's a little bit off, but
There's like a 1,300 gold lead on that Zyra as well. Ooh, Misfortune steps up and just takes down the Kaisa again. Bot
she
lane's
is
not going
out.
well for the Glacial
No.
Academy.
Well, Misfortune is a counter to Kaiser right
Whoosh.
now, with everything that her kit brings with her. So Kaisa has fallen down on the tier list again, like we see most times in the beginning of the season. And it looks like the first drake is gonna go over to TPO goats. Goated is goated. Yes, they are. Dog Davis just doing Dog Davis things in bot lane with Misfortune. Looks like Zyra roamed up to the mid lane
They do
to
know that
help
she's
out the
alone.
Orianna.
The Swain tries to pull his ult to create an engage, but the MF just has enough damage with that Kraken to kill her. Big moves looking from Jax and Silas in mid lane, but the Ori ult is able to sway them, but the Zyra does go down in that mid lane fight.
Oh my gosh. Misfortune. His Misfortune is sick.
This
It's
Misfortune
6-0.
is head. That if you didn't see that, Silas would have made you frustrated, Emily. He walked out with like 10 health. That would have been a
Yeah.
flash alt dive turret from you moment.
Yo, yeah. Yeah, no, I would have been underneath the turret. Um, so it looks like the ghost kind of has taken over the map here.
It did look like
The Orianna
Shen
flash was blown during that last fight.
did Shen's ult was just on cooldown, so it did look like he tried using it in one of these fights. I don't know on who. It might have been that Zyra that went down mid lane.
Yeah, that would be my guess. I just have to step away for one quick second, but Jim has this. I will be right back.
Jax goes in on top lane, but that shield dissuades him. The Shen shield does dissuade him from doing anything further. Goes back in, the dash to stun, but the stun does come through. Good amount of return damage from the Jax onto the Shen. Does have to be aware that the jungler and support currently are on that Herald, but it looks like the support mid laner and jungler from Goats are coming in looking to counteract that. Ults come out from the Mord as well as the Swain, trying to get as much damage out there. The Zyra ult gets stolen and used by the Silas. It is something that is getting completely turned around as the remainder of Glacial Academy is able to collapse and get 3 kills out of that play. And the Silas is still chasing, looking for a fourth onto that Orianna. As Glacial walks out with 3 kills and the Herald itself there. Silas dashes in, tries to get another kill, dashes a bit further, tanks 2 turret shots, but still is kind of a bit healthier than the Orianna. Jax immediately took the Herald topside and is trying to create pressure with the Shen being down, get as many of those turrets. He can take turrets fast. And he's getting a huge chunk of gold, solo gold right now to kind of boost him ahead of the Shen. Currently has a CS lead of 93 to 79.
No, I missed the herald. The herald was taken by Glacial.
Yeah, it was a 3 kills went over and Herald, and then the Jax took Herald topside and dropped it and took a ton of solo gold. So he's got 1100 gold lead currently. There's a gold lead on Mordekaiser of 900, 400 in the mid lane for Silas. There's a big difference in bot lane between Kaisa and the Misfortune. About 900 for the Swain and Zyra, though.
We do have a cloud drake up in about 45 seconds. So, but the team, like as a whole, they're only about 2k gold difference with TPO goats in the lead.
Yeah, but all that gold's on that Misfortune. So if she's not gonna be in the fight,
yeah,
it is something that you got to be worried for, because it showed in that last fight. the rest of the team is kind of an even match, and if they're forced to kind of like go without that Amumu ult, the Amumu ult I believe got blown in the Mordekaiser ult, so it kind of put them at a standstill.
It is back up now, so this fight is going to be one
Oh,
that
the
if they
Misfortune gets
land it,
pulled over by the Mord, but the Zyra and Misfortune ult come through to kind of chunk down that Mordekaiser. Jax is chasing down that Shen, trying to get a kill in top lane with that top turret tier 1 down. Shen's forced to back as the rest of TPO Goats turns to look for that Drake after that fight in bot side jungle.
yeah, they're someone's going to need to stop that Jax because if he gets to kind of like roam all over the map, this won't be so good for
I don't think he has to
the
roam. I
rest
think
of
he
the team.
just has to come topside. Just keep pushing. He's taken 2 turrets himself already.
Yeah, he's sitting at about 1,500 gold, so he backs and he gets his most of his second item.
1,500 gold, and he's almost at a 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah. And this Silas is 3-0, but the Misfortune is 6-0. So this, it looks like this game's gonna be heavily reliant on Misfortune being a part of like the main damage that goes out.
Items are starting to come through. There's the Demonic Embrace from Mumu, Rylai's from Mord, Divine Sunder already on that. Jax, Rod of Ages is already starting to tick up for the Silas. And then both Kraken Slayers for the ADCs and
Oh, my favorite Drake is
the
coming, which
Chemtech
is the
Putrefier.
Chemtag.
Oh, it's Chemtech Soul?
It will be just Chemtag Drake, because they're not at soul point yet. If they get the Chemtech, it will put them at soul point. And we have Harold coming up in about a minute, or about 2 minutes.
Mord has to clear camp. He's still got one tick remaining.
Yep.
Looks like they're trying to offset the Jax, where they don't want the Shen fighting him anymore with that Divine Sunder, which is gonna start hurting
Yeah.
if he lands. They want the Orianna, but
Oh
Jax just
no.
jumps on the Orianna and he's hitting her hard, or he's forced to blow the ult just to get him off of her. He jumps back in with another stun, flash for flash, as he dives under turret. He gets the kill, but he does in
Is he
fact
gonna
die
go down?
himself.
He does go down. I mean, the Orianna really is gonna be a hard match against the Jax right now, because like even her ult is not going to do a whole lot of damage when you're 2-2-2 with the amount of gold that
Heal was just blown
Jax
by
has.
the Kaisa in that mid lane little skirmish.
Misfortune actually, I believe, has enough to get her IE. She's at 1,500. No, it's 1,625 to get it. So, because she still needs a pickaxe.
Oh yes.
But I mean, everywhere else on the map is fairly. Oh, Misfortune is dominating in CS. She's almost 100 CS above Kaisa. And just look at the vision score difference in the bot lane. Like that's massive. Like the Swain needs to be putting more vision down to make sure that there's no like ganks or invades on the side of Glacial.
Right now, the Vision's mainly going to just be looking for those flanks and team fights. Silas does go and gets a massive amount of damage and forces Shen to blow his ult. But then Silas returns and uses his version of the Shen ult. Mord goes in, Amumu goes in, but Mord ults him as the Shen gets. Actually, Shen got ulted there. Oh, the Misfortune did go down to the Silas there in that fight.
Oh
Big
no.
brawling fight. The Jax jumps in to get the kill on the Zyra, but goes down himself to the turret shots. Shen and Amumu are still fighting in mid lane. Silas is chasing the Orianna out. The Shen is looking to possibly try to 1v1 this Mord, but the Mord's still healthy and has that heal. The dash through the taunt, it gets the kill as Oriana returns to help out the Shen, but now she's kind of caught out of place as Silas pressures the turret.
Oh wow. I mean that was actually a great fight from Oriana because she was like low health and then she was able to shield back some of her missing health, but they're just Silas is just gonna try and demolish this
Did you see who
tier
did?
one.
Oh, the Silas has a ton of gold sitting in his pocket. He's got 1800. He did get that shutdown on that misfortune in
Yeah, that
that
was
last fight.
big. That was big.
So
But
he's
Misfortune was able to get IE, which I want to say she's going to go LDR next, since she's got the long sword,
maybe the
possibly
TPO
bloodthirsty.
goats are able to get out onto the map first and get to that Drake to bring them up to Soul Point.
They're
Like,
playing exceptionally well this game. Exceptionally well. The Silas does get the Zonia's Hourglass.
that was like a full Zonia's hourglass too. I think he had
Yeah,
very little of that built.
I don't believe he had anything of it built. He just kind of went back and was like, "Yep, this is mine."
Jax is
This
here in
Kai's
mid lane looking
struggling a
for a
little bit
flank.
here.
Kaisa's interesting enough picked up a tier at the 20-minute mark. I don't know if it's the best call, if she just wanted the damage out earlier to try to match, but very interesting pickup as that's not going to be completed
That's
for
not gonna do much for her in this
a bit of
game.
time.
Unless she's struggling in the mana department, which I can understand, but
Normally you get that early so that you do have the upgraded capability of it.
yeah, I mean I understand that. I do get picking up a tier if you're struggling mana wise.
Like Tyr was
However,
one of the first backs for Oriana, and she hasn't started building the Seraphs. She got some anti-heal for that Silas. But a noticeable thing is the Jax is already coming to terms that he's going to be fighting that Oriana in bot lane. He picked up that
yeah,
Maw to kind of counteract it. The Oriana's W speeds her up just enough to dodge that stun from the Jax.
and the Leandries was picked up for Swain. Zyra still does not have Mythic. She just wants a Chemtech Putrefier.
She went heel cut first. Jax hops back in, gets the stun on Oriana, who just hits her W and walks back to turret. It's gonna back here to prevent possibly getting turret dove. But pauses it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to let him get that turret down bot lane, but I don't know if she can solo handle that one. So it looks like Amumu is rotating, or maybe not.
I think he's just looking for those raptors. Swain does throw out his ult and tries to engage. Mord comes in. The Shen ult's coming in onto that Zyra. Amumu returns and ults followed up by the
Nicely done.
um, misfortune ult, but doesn't
The
do the
misfortune ult.
amount of damage that she wants. This team fight
Oh
is not
no.
going in the way that TPO Goats wants it to go, as they end up losing 2 for none there.
Silas attempts to grab the Oriana ult, but just barely misses it.
Now he got the Shen ult, so that's a point and click. He dashes in to shut down the MF once again, leaving just the Shen up to defend that tier 2 mid turret, as Jax is just hammering down in bot lane on that tier 1. He wasn't even there for that fight. It looks like Glacial
That
Academy is
Baron's
just
gonna
looking
go
to go onto the
over.
Baron.
They can't, and the TPO goats cannot contest this without misfortune. That's like their main source of damage.
Well, it looks like they're going to try. The root comes in, the Oriana ult to kind of try to hit it, but not close enough Silas does dash in onto the Orianna. She flashes out, but the Zyra gets caught and is set to die. The Shen ult comes through on the side, through from the Silas that was stolen. Shen gets caught out as well and goes down in that long extended fight. Mumu's still fighting. I'm not entirely sure why they're looking to re-engage on something that would have been a 3v5, even with the
Um,
misfortune showing up.
what does that? I'm a little confused as to what Twain's building with the Spectre's cowl and the
That
catalyst.
is Abyssal
What is
Mask.
it? Okay. Alright, that
Abyssal
makes a little
Mask's
bit more sense.
build path got changed when they reintroduced Route of Ages.
Gotcha. The last whisper is picked up for Misfortune, so that's gonna be an LDR coming in.
Oriana's
It
getting
looks
caught
like
out by herself. The ult from
oh
Silas
no.
blows her up. The stolen ult, Oriana ult. Mordekaiser does ult the Misfortune, trapping her in his death realm. She barely survives, but dies immediately afterwards. The Mumu goes in and blows his ult, trying to get anything, but it ends up being complete total loss for TPO goats as they lose four to none, and Glacial Academy just turns on to that Drake.
It looks like Kaisa is going for the Manamune build.
Yeah,
Which is interesting. Especially at this point in the game. But I mean, hey, maybe that's I haven't played Kaisa in a while, but that's an interesting
it's a person's
decision.
preference here.
Yeah. It's 16 to 21. It looks like Glacial Academy has kind of made somewhat of a comeback, especially with like the Silas, who's 9 and 0, undefeated, but then Miss Ultimate alt does go down.
Just to kind
And
of push them back, though. Doesn't really save that turret there. So it's just kind of. It seems like the TPO goats are just grasping at straws as they lost control of their lead for the game.
we gotta talk about the 0 damage on the MF alt though. Listen, it happens. Hmm. So what does the TPO goats have to do to come back into this? They've got one turret down. They've lost all of their turrets in lane right now. Oh, the game has been paused. It looks like someone had a
Oh, somebody sneezed and typed /pause.
apparently they're goldfish drowned, so they need a minute. Hashtag ADC Azui. What? Don't be hating on MF. Alright, so we are back in the game. It looks like the goldfish was able to be revived, so we're good. I don't want anyone to worry about the goldfish drowning. Since Jim doesn't have his chat on. Puma, what do you have against 80 carries?
Oh,
It
they are
looks
looking to make
like
a play
the
to get that
Jax's.
Jax. A little bit of lag. But the teleport from the
Yeah, a little
Silas
lag.
is coming in. Who's had the stolen Mumu ult. Big damage as the Zyra instantly goes down. Dog Dave is on the MF's forced to flash out, but the Silas is low. He heals back up with his W and is
Ooh.
able to kind of kite out and get saved by the Mord ult. Jax does get shut down by the misfortune.
No.
Shen tries to save the Jax, but isn't able to. Shut down on for the misfortune on the Silas, but she's in return killed by the Mord. Shen's forced to run in a fight that was a 3v2. No, it was not a
Oriana
3v2.
did pick up the Seraph's Embrace, so that's gonna give her a little bit of an additional shield, but Oriana had to blow her ult in that fight.
No, Oriana didn't blow her ult there. She was fighting Kai'Sa in mid lane. Kai'Sa, in the meantime, during that fight, Kai'Sa was fighting Oriana in the mid lane and got killed there.
I'm gonna do a quick ooh, this Silas has quite a bit gold lead on the Oriana, and Misfortune still is in the lead for on Kaisa damage wise. So the rest is still in the favor of Glacial right now. So TPO Goats kind of has to work to get that gold income going here. We do have another Chemtech Drake coming up in about a minute and a half, and Baron spawns in 30 seconds. So they kind of want to fight for this Baron if they want to get any pressure on the map.
What they want to do is to catch somebody out, because if they catch somebody out, like the Jax again, there's no teleport to get there quick. Like what happened with the Silas that last fight. But Glacial Academy's looking to just group and kind of stay together. The Amumu ult is stolen again by the Silas. So that's a big thing to keep an eye out for, because that's going to be a full AP Amumu ult. Cyrus pulled and then is forced to flash away from the Mord.
I'm still confused about this.
What?
Is it Mirror and Mana builders? What is Kaisa building? Is she going Nashor's?
She's started building what looked like Mirror Mana and then switched to Nashor's because she has the Blasting Wand and the
Yeah.
So she's looking to upgrade that W apparently right now and wait on the Mirror Mana. The Amumu's just calling for that Baron, just forcing
Baron.
them to come.
Yeah. Oh.
Looking to potentially trade the second Drake that would have went over to Glacial Academy for the Baron to kind of stall out those pushing lanes for Glacial Academy.
I mean, the Baron's good on them, but they gave up Soul for Baron. Kaisa did go to Nashor's Tooth.
So they didn't give up Soul, they gave up the chance of them having Soul. So what they did is they just said, we're going to wait for the next Drake. We want Baron so that we can kind of get this gold closer, extend the game longer, get some items into our people. Oh, but Silas looking to engage the flash bone by the Oriana and the Shen ult. But Silas is just able to dash out and just say, hey, got two things for just my symbol engage.
Yeah, this the Kaisa build is interesting. She started one and then switched to another midway.
She probably just realized that she wasn't going to get the upgrade from Mirror Mana because her tier's only at 200. So she's like, I need more damage, so got the Nashor's Tooth instead. Mumu and Mord catching each other out in the jungler, but
Oh, nice blast cone.
it's kind of walking away. Silas and Shen are in the bot lane trying to match up. There's a bit of a push coming in the mid lane from TPO Goat. But the Mord is just kind of hovering around in that bot side jungle.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what he's going for there, if he's just waiting to see if anyone's engaging.
Looks like Jax is looking to potentially get a flank here in mid lane to kind of start the engage. Zyra's walking right into him. The Mumu engages, but the Jax is just able to jump out. I believe that was a double up onto the Jax that carried over to the Kaisa. Amumu re-engages. The flash from Jax gets him to the edge, and the hop away gets him out. But a lot of maneuvers are thrown around just to kind of stop the engage from TPO Goat. They're finally able to take down that tier 1 mid.
Nice job. Yep.
The
That's
damage
kind of what they need.
from the Misfortune just shreds through the Swain.
It's
Mord's looking to
80K.
feints frontline tank that, but he ults the Orianna to try to get something out of here. But she's able to just kite him away, and he just walks
Oh
straight
my
into the
goodness,
enemy
he goes
team.
right down.
Silas used the stolen Shen ult, but I don't know if that was the best choice, as he just brought him to his death. As the Misfortune ult comes in and gets a secondary kill. Currently a 3-for-0 in mid lane, as TPO Goats is just using what
Let's
power that
go.
apparently the Baron buff gave them to kind of march down mid lane and take a lot more than they had just moments ago. A bit of missteps and oversteps by Glacial Academy, thinking that they had a lot more. I don't know if TPO want to go for this and want to go for the end. Jax is still strong, even though that the bot lane from
Sadness is too low. Deathlow is low. So they kind of want to back up, and they have Chem Tech coming up in about a minute, and QSS was picked up from MF. So that's going to be geared towards the Mordekaiser.
Oriana's kind of dangerously taking that blue buff. Mord was just sniffing around right there.
Don't you say that word, Joe.
Sniff?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. It's gonna be a banned Twitch word. I'm making it a banned Twitch
You
word.
can't make banned Twitch words.
Yes, I can.
Looks like the teams are trying to set up for this next Drake in 30 seconds. Silas did steal the Amumu ult this time, so he's now going with the Shen ult and trying to get the split push. But he's looking for a cleaner fight. So the TPO Goats has to be careful on where they are and where they're going to go. Jax does have teleport, so does the Shen. Shen does have his ult if he needs to ult, and Swain's getting chunked out early in this fight. Everybody else is fairly healthy.
Everybody's ult is up on both sides.
Zyric does get pulled in by the Mord and ulted.
Oof.
As she's just getting hit hard. The Mord comes out, but doesn't get the added benefits of the Shen. The Shen does ult Misfortune, trying to get her out, but the Silas just sticks to her as she goes down. Currently a 3-for-0, as both the Shen and Orianna are trying to limp away from that team fight.
No, this MF position. MF, I was watching the Misfortune because she had ult up.
There is super minions in the base of Glacial Academy. The Shen just teleported in, trying to take that second Nexus turret, but isn't able to before getting forced away from the teleport from the Silas returning.
Oriana's gonna want to get out of there.
She should be fine backing. There's a juicy red buff for that Jax.
Oh, Baron is up.
Baron is up.
To fight for Baron. I don't think that they can burn it fast enough for them to get there.
And both teams do have super minions in the mid wave now, because the Jax and Silas just ran to the mid inhib and just took that down.
Alright, MF, I need
Amumu is completely out of position though. He is down by the red buff. Nowhere near this. Deathlow's the Orianna's getting caught out, forced to Zhonya's, and goes down before anyone else can join. The Misfortunes gets ulted, but that quick silver sash does get her out of there. But they're all kind of forced. It's not great startup for the TPO goats, as there's just kind of bits of skirmishes and people are showing up late or not moving at all. Everybody's gone down. The Amuum's gone down. It's leaving just the Misfortune up to defend the base. The Glacial Academy had a 4-0, looking like a 5-0 right here. As yep, the Misfortune does go down to the Jax under her own turret. Looks like Glacial Academy's taking game 1.
Yes. You know, if Amumu had just been there with the team when they went to go for Baron, like that would have been, that fight would have turned out a little bit different. But Amumu was late. Um, yeah, that was a rough game.
Right, we are going to
Okay.
go to a short break as we see about getting set for game 2 of the scrim. So we'll be right back.
Okay, welcome back for game 2 of Glacial versus the Goatiest, as they like to keep changing the name. We have Glacial on blue side, and red side is TPO Goats.
Looks like a Maokai
And
ban.
Maokai. Yep. And
Kasante
the
ban
Kasante
again.
bans. They really don't want to see this Kasante, apparently. Nivea is the second ban, and follow it up with a Trundle. And for anyone that needs a little boost of energy, our sponsor Debbie is in there. Check it out. I'm definitely gonna need like 6 of those tonight. Someone decided to stay up late and play Minecraft all night. So back to the bands. We do have an Amumu band. They're like, nope, we don't want to see that again. I'm expecting to see a Silas or Mordecai's band come in.
Yep, there's the Mord.
Yep. They don't want to see that. No, sir. So now, an Aatrox over. Some player got top and make my day.
I think the only person that I know of that plays Urgot is Sadness. He plays jungle, so I don't know if he's playing Urgot top. But it is a Swain first pick. So apparently that's what they like as support, even though it didn't do great in the laning phase and got bullied hard. They apparently liked it more in the late game.
Oh, a Nami ban locked in. Are we
Pick.
gonna see a Lucian Nami bot lane?
I don't know. It's still a strong pick. It's
Oh,
at Misfortune again. They're just looking to kind of do some easy setup for that Misfortune ult. They had the Zyra last game, now with the Nami wave this game.
an Aphelios? Um,
And Annie locked in
an
for
Annie
Glacial.
lock in. What?
I haven't really seen that just been a blind pick. I've seen that a few times as a counter pick to a few things, but I've never seen it just picked up. And a
Ooh, the
Kindred.
Kindred. What was it? I've seen Annie Callista. That's been a fun matchup. I'm guessing it's an Annie mid lane, but since the Swain was used last game as support. So we've got jungle locked in, we have mid and support locked in. Support and AD carry locked in, and now the Jarvan gets picked for Sadness. I wonder if we're going to see Dathlow's famous mid lane.
The Morgana that you had seen
Yeah,
him play?
yeah,
No.
yeah. I was kind of hoping, but they do ban the Jack, so like I'm not dealing with that.
He created a lot of pressure in those side lanes, so it's something that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
Gangplank banned by Glacial. Final ban for TPO Goats. And a Caitlyn comes through, so they're looking to not have that severe lane pressure. And the Shen ban comes through for Glacial, so gonna be completely different top laners this time around. So
Let's see. So the Caitlyn ban comes through. Gangplank and Shen get banned.
Ornn pick for the top lane for the goats. See what the responses are.
Yeah, because now we're looking at 80 carry and top lane they need. Ken and top lane. And 80 carry. Yasuo? This seems confusing me.
Very interesting team comp.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure where anything's really going. Are they doing some weird cheese strat where it's Ken and Swain for the AoE and Yasuo top with Annie mid?
Well,
Is it a
there isn't
Swain
really much
APC?
knockups there.
No, it'd be Yasuo kind of doing his own thing. That's why I was like maybe top lane. It might be Swain APC and Annie support. And a cast in locked in for the goats as well.
Ooh.
So there's a large amount of
Wait,
scaling
does
still on there.
Deathloop even play Cassidy? I am so confused by the team. I mean, I guess what we're gonna see. Let's see. All right, let's see where this locks in, because I'm interested to see this team come. If they put Yasuo Swain bot lane, I'm not sure how that works. I mean, I know he's got his little tornado thingy to give him like his own knockup, but I don't know, I'm confused. What are your thoughts there, Jim?
Maybe just Windwall the Nami and Misfortune ult. That's what I was thinking of. But I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense, but
Can you Windwall the Nami ult? I know that you can do the Misfortune ult.
I don't know. Do we have any Yasuo players in the Twitch chat here? Can you win while and not me out? I mean, if you can block a misfortune, I don't see why you can't block it not me. But I guess we'll see. They haven't started picking yet. I just want them to pick the champ, so I know who's going where.
That's a Kennen top, so.
Okay.
So it's Kennen into Ornn in the top lane. And it should be Jarvan into Kindred here.
And okay.
Now they're just messing around. It's Yasuo mid, so
Oh,
that's a Swain Annie bot lane for Glacial Academy.
what? Okay.
I'm guessing it's Swain APC with Annie support, though.
Okay.
I'd
I mean,
find it
unless they're
odd.
gonna just like swap after champ select. Because this is just a scrim. It's not like it's an actual like tournament. So. Oh, they missed a band there. Right. Oh no. I know one of them was having issues with their with weather, so I'm hoping that no one's internet cut out. Because they're not banning.
No, I think that one ban was just missed. Probably a bit too distracted. And they end up missing the ban.
Annie's fan Bali. So who wins this matchup? I'm going with the Goatiest thing.
There's a lot more that the Goats team can do. Looks like there's a lot of wombo combo
Yeah.
with the Swain and the Kindred and the uh,
Uh
Tenon. Is Annie APC?
no, they have gotta just be messing around. They're gonna switch Annie and Yasuo.
I don't think so. Normally scrims they run the same way as like competitive rulings, where if you're doing something like that, you have to switch and let them know so that you can scout for that lane presence.
Well, I meant like they can like mid lane can lock in
No,
for a 80 carry and then swap.
no. When it's here, you're not supposed to. You just pick your champ. You don't swap. So it's going to be an
Alright.
interesting bot lane.
I mean, like I get why they would pick Annie, but not as the AP carry. I was thinking more of a support.
Unless it was an
But
oops
it's,
click.
I mean, unless it's wanting to go Helios, but I mean, all right. Oh, we are going to go on a quick spectator delay, but we shall be back for game 2 of TPO Girls versus Glacial Academy. Right, welcome back. We are back for game 2 of the TPO versus Glacial Academy scrim. I am interested to see the choice of bot lane. I was wondering if it was a mistake and they meant to click somebody else and not Annie, but they are they're rocking my favorite Annie skin, so they'll get a pass on that one. I believe that's Goth Annie. I didn't get a chance to look at it when they loaded in. But it doesn't look like they're looking to
That
start
is.
any.
No, that's the new Annie.
Oh, Bright Knight?
Yeah.
Does Catherine even have a skin?
Yes.
Oh.
Jarvan does not have a skin.
So I wish you would chat on right now. And he wants a pet zebra, and they're sad that the goldfish drowned. So the goldfish did drown, guys.
Oh. No.
Very upsetting.
Yeah. The only person without a skin this time is that Jarvan.
Ooh. The Orn is going right into it with the cannon up top. He's like, you irritated me last game early, so now I'm going to.
Well, he's a tank, so he just wants to kind of bully because he'll heal up better.
I can see how the Swain Annie would work because Annie does have her stun and Swain has the root and pull nonsense, but
This Yasuo just bullying that caster in the mid lane.
yeah, well, he's gonna want to bully him early because Catherine's gonna take over the game late, so. Looks like there's a little bit of fights going down. Alright. Dazzle's looking a little low here.
Dash and
has to blow default for the flash. I can't speak today.
Yeah, but that was Flash Ignite for just the flash on the Caston, but he's going to have to back likely and then teleport in, so there's going to be absolutely no sums in mid lane, and the Caston's going to miss at least a good chunk of that wave that what did just crash, if not the second. Unfortunate for Kindred, she does end up on the opposite side of the map as her mark. And the TPO goats do just kind of collapse onto that mark to make sure that she doesn't get the first.
So, I mean, the Catherine's not that far behind in CS.
The Jarvan does get caught out by the Kindred and the Yasuo, and First Blood does go over to the Kindred. Ended up face checking that bush, and I believe the Kindred did have that Jarvan marked, so I believe she still gets a mark out of it, even though that they didn't get that bot scuttle.
Kindred does not have any marks.
No?
I believe. I don't know. I can't ever tell. I'm struggling. Oh,
Yes, she does have one.
You're right. She does have a mark. I struggle sometimes as to where to find them. This Yasuo is just poking the living daylights out of the Cassidon.
He's dipping, he's diving, he's dodging. Kindred's looking for a gank bot side. She did walk over a ward to get there, so they do have time to react. Fall back. The Kennen is winning that poke war, but they aren't paying attention to the farm it appears. They are about halfway down on the farm.
Yeah.
Looks like he did back,
And
though, which kind of offsets what was missed. Well, the Ornn has just been using his passive to build items to kind of be like, hey, you can't do as much damage to me.
it looks like the dragon's being taken out at level 4 by the Kindred. She does not have Smite up.
No,
which doesn't look like she's really going to need it.
they don't
But
catch her out there. The Jarvan does come bot lane, looks for the engage onto the Swain. The flash away from the bubble gets the Swain out, though. Good gank, but unfortunately Drake did go down right next to them, and the Jarvan possibly could have gotten a kill on that Kindred if he just showed up at that Drake pit.
yeah, and it looks like there's just a lot of damage coming out in the misfortune to the Swain.
Jarvan's
I'm not sure
returning to
how.
see about making another gank.
Oh, and Yasuo takes a kill on Kassadin. This game is very intriguing. And down goes the Ornn
The
alt.
Ornn comes into mid, but isn't able to do anything as he gets knocked up. But he does return to knock up the Yasuo, who dashed in to try getting more damage. Kennen is pushing in that top wave, but it looks like Ornn's going to be able to get to that wave before it crashes.
The misfortune buys the noon quiver on the first back. Jarvan has the iron spike. And Yasuo also has the noon quiver. And he's probably just going to go either Ludens or Leandries for the I would probably go Leandries against that team, but
Who?
on Annie?
Ludens will probably work because she's going to be looking to get the damage onto the misfortune, the Nami, and Kastin. She's not going to really want to look for the tanks. The tanks are going to be taken care of by the Yasuo and Kindred.
Yeah, they do have the tank shred. Looks like the Yasuo wants that red buff. Said
The Yasuo
the
goes in on a
Jarvan does have
Jarvan.
to
Jarvan
flash.
flashes, but gets knocked up and ulted by the
Ooh.
Yasuo. The Yasuo 2-level advantage over the Kastin. Goes in further, flashes under turret trying to get the kill on the Kastin, who was able to get out with his ult. In bot lane, the Misfortune and Nami go a bit further trying to get a kill on the Swain. Knock up from the Yasuo again onto the Kastin. The Kastin is able to use that ult and hop out, but the Yasuo's sitting on a fresh red buff. He's going to be able to pressure down that Kastin hard now. He just dives the turret quick and just takes that kill.
Well, the misfortune does pop her ult, but it is not. It doesn't produce enough damage yet.
The Nami and Misfortune ult were thrown out there, but weren't able to get the kill onto that Swain in bot lane.
There's no misfortune skin again. Is that really Fright Night? I'm so confused. I must not have seen the
I believe it is Fright Night.
just because of the what is her? It's her shield that.
Oh, the ult comes out from the Yasuo and the Ignite, just able to completely destroyed that Caston, who's died for the third time now in mid lane.
Yeah, this could be a rough game. It's a 5-0 start. I know Cassidy gets big later in the game, but
He
this
is.
Kindred is just stealing the jungle right from underneath the Jarvan. This and the Cassin's 3 levels down on the Yasuo.
3 levels down, 30 CS down. The the bot lane and jungler is able to catch out the Annie. Um, Jarvan does go down. The Nami ult's thrown out to kind of try to peel, but Kindred's able to jump forward and get another kill onto the Nami. She goes in further, tries to get the Misfortune. The Kindred ult does go out as well as the Misfortune ult, and a third kill goes over to that Kindred. Both that Kindred and the Yasuo, who get scary if they get ahead early, are sitting there at 4-0 now. Game's starting to look like it's already getting out of hand just at the 10-minute mark. There's already a 4,000 gold lead. The ults are blown by both top laners as the Ornn tries to stop the tower dive but is unsuccessful in stopping it and saving his own life.
Kindred does have 3 stacks now. Or 3 marks. Do you call them stacks or are they just marks?
And it's a 3-man jump to the mid lane between the jungler, mid, and support
Nicely done.
TPO goats to shut down that Yasuo and get that gold back onto the Caston. Try to get him back in the game after being behind a lot. They dash in further, trying to get the Kindred, but she has a lot of damage and just takes down the Caston. She jumps forward, trying to get more, see if she can get more onto the Nami. She's able to walk out away from the Jarvan that returns. She drops the Herald in mid, which is a very interesting option because I don't know if that's even going to crash, but this bot lane of Glacial Academy did roam mid to try to kind of force that Herald to drop. The Jarvan does go down to the Annie. Ornn walks in and gets his passive proc off onto that Kindred and shuts her down as well. Big gold onto him. That Herald that looked bad ended up taking 2 charges onto 2 turrets. The TPO Goats looks to re-engage. The Swain ult is popped as well as the Annie stun. They're trying to peel off and see if the Swain can get out. But in bot lane, Yasuo goes in and ults the Misfortune and ends up getting a kill there. Nami bubble hits the Swain up as the Ornn re-engages and gets the kill onto that Swain. But Kindred's up in top, not Kindred, Kennan's up in top lane just taking plate after plate with no punishment coming from not rotating like the Ornn did.
Annie did use her ult in that last fight. It does look like Drake is up. Kindred's looking around for Drake, and I don't really know if they can contest this. There's like MF is getting there. It looks like they're kind of trying to focus on getting the Kindred marks because right now she's at, where is it? 3 marks.
Jarvan's got to be careful because he is marked as well. So the Drake does go down, but Misfortune's getting caught out by that Swain. Good route by him ends up giving another kill over to that Kindred. Now Jarvan's caught underneath the tier 1 in bot lane, and Nami's getting chased down by the Yasuo right in front of that tier 2. In between turrets, the Yasuo is able to just solo her out without a care in the world of being in between 2 turrets and in a minion wave.
Hi, Kuba. Yeah, this is not looking so good for the side of TPO Goats. Feels like a 5,700 gold lead across the map.
Kindred gets aggressive onto the Castan and Ornn. The Jarvan joins back up, but it's currently getting Ornn chased. Ornn does get a double knock up. The Caston jumps back in, but the cannon comes in with that massive ult to stun multiple. The Ornn gets the knock up on multiple ults, but ends up going down himself. Currently a 2 for 2, now a 2 for 3 in the favor of Glacial Academy. And the Yasuo dashes over the wall, chases over the wall for the Nami to go 4 for 2 in the long run in that fight.
Hey, you know what? Emma's just like trying to get that tier 1 bot turret to at least get some gold on their side.
And bounty gold has come in for TPO goats. So it is something that any bit of gold comes down to a lot more than what you're expecting.
Yeah. I mean, they need to get gold here somewhere because all the objectives are on the side of Glacial Academy now.
They're just bleeding out after a strong start from the mid and jungle on Glacial Academy.
And Math probably should have kept pushing because she could have taken that tier 1 turret. I would have chosen to keep pushing because that would have given them the bounty gold. What is it, 250 for the turret?
It is 300 for tier 1, 480 for tier 2. 600 for any neutral objectives.
Kindred's on 4 marks now. And she's 6-2 and 3. Yasuo's 8-1 and 2 with a 450 gold bounty. Oh, this Annie did go Leandry's.
Oh, she did. So
it's
she
more
did.
of a commonly build on Annie now is to go Leandry's versus.
It's currently 1-0 Glacial Academy Kuba. Swain pops his ult over the ult, but the teleport play from the cannon does get the Nami caught out. Yasuo is able to chase, and Kindred is able to chase down the Ornn and get the kill on them. The Yasuo looking to potentially dive under turret there to get that kill on the Caston, but he just ults away. Misfortune tries to ult the wave, but the Yasuo Windwall stops the ult from clearing the wave. They're looking to try to get that turret before the Herald crashes, but no, it doesn't, as they just continue to try to push down this bot wave and get the inhib turret now into the inhib itself at just the almost the 18th minute mark. They're looking to try to crack some Nexus turrets and create some pressure.
There's more kills than there are minutes in this game.
Yep, and that's just on one side. The Jarvan jumps in to get the kill on the Annie, but ends up going down himself. Caston gets a kill onto the Yasuo, but the cannon turns and kills the Caston in return. Misfortune kills the Kindred and the cannon. She's chasing with the help of the Ornn as she's trying to get another kill onto the Swain.
Ooh,
a big team fight that might be something that will give a lot of gold into the pockets of TPO goats. They're able to get another kill onto that Misfortune during that fight and more shutdown gold for the entire team.
Yeah, this puts them about 8,000 gold behind. But that was a good shutdown for Misfortune. It was a very good play because, like, gold wise, that puts her well ahead of Annie, which she's well on her way to getting IE. Oh, is she going IE?
I think that it's gonna be going into a collector.
Interesting. Yes, I guess that would make sense now. Because she is like they're as like a team, they're behind. But they're gonna want to fight for this dragon. You don't want to let them get to clouds.
Looks like Kindred's electing to just give that third Drake over for that markup in top side. The Nami ult is blown to kind of zone off the Swain, but as the dragon goes down, but the Kennen and Swain ult come out. The Nami is already dropped as finally the Swain goes down himself, but the Jarvan goes down in return. Ornn shows up as well as the Yasuo. The cannon goes down to the Ornn. Annie misses her,
Oh, she missed a stun. Oh.
but the Yasuo's able to clean up 2 more kills.
Okay. The Archangels was picked up for Casson. So Casson got Archangels and Rod of Ages. Nami did complete the Imperial Mandate. Ornn's got Jack Show and Bambi Cinder started in top lane. Gore Drinker was picked up by Jarvan. We have Kraken Slayer and Bork on Kindred right now. And Yasuo's got his Immortal Shield Bow and IE. I'm not quite sure where this game is going, but they do have like almost one inhib or I don't know what that's
Nexus.
Nexus down. Misfortune did pick up the collector, so looks like she's kind of playing from behind a little bit. This Yasuo is huge, a 12-2 Yasuo, and it looks
Almost
like
a
Anathema's
5,000.
change.
Actually, no, that's a 4,000 gold lead over the Caston mid lane,
Yeah.
and a 4,000 gold lead on the Kindred over the Jarvan as well.
I don't really know what goats can do to get back in. They're gonna have to team fight, but they're not gonna have to, or they're gonna need to like be a safe play from behind.
They're gonna need to farm, and they're gonna need to team fight when Kindred and Yasuo aren't there, or at least one of them aren't there, or catch one of them out and blow that one up instantly.
Yeah.
But the Glacial Academy is just looking to start potentially up that Baron, but the TPO Goats does figure out what's going on and is able to kind of pause or delay it for the time being and get as many of their people over here to see about potentially stopping the Baron or having to fight over it as a last-ditch effort. The Misfortune is getting forced to go answer that minion wave in bot lane or possibly risk the Nexus hit turret.
I mean,
The
she's
Jarvan
kind of
goes in
needed in that
early,
fight.
the
Oh
smite
my
comes down,
goodness.
but the Kindred ult does reject the smite. The Kindred does smite the Baron. It's currently 2 kills over and the Baron,
Wow.
a third quickly to follow. It's a triple kill for the Kindred so far. Orange trying to walk out, but he's not able to do so fast enough. He's barely scratches out alive.
Barely. Barely. He had no health left on him.
Probably likely due to that upgraded Jack show.
Yeah,
In
can someone
his
tell me who
inventory.
makes the name of these upgraded items? Because the unspoken parasite really confuses me here.
It looks like
I'm
Jarvan goes in, just instantly goes down. The cannon tries to assassinate that Misfortune, but the cleanse does save her as she backs off the turret. A big knockup by the Ornn gets this
nicely
Annie
done.
and the Yasuo. Big
Ooh,
shutdowns going through.
big
Currently a 2-for-1 in that. More than 2-for-1. That was a 4-for-1 in the base. As the Kindred's kind of
not
just
a bad comeback.
trying to be greedy and look for that blue buff on the way out. The Caston is chasing, but I don't know if he has the damage to do it.
He doesn't.
She's churning around and trying to get the kill on it. She gets the Caston and then instantly the Nami after.
Yeah, those were not the two people that wanted to fight Kindred at that point. Especially, I mean, like, I know Anami has, like, great potential, but not against a Cassidon that is 13-3.
And now both the Caston and the Nami are going to be down for this next Drake that's up in 5 seconds.
The Kindred did pick up a collector. So that's a little bit frightening. Yasuo is building Guardian Angel because the chain vest was picked up.
So Yasuo, if you didn't realize, has Anathema's chains on it. Who's it for? Is it for the misfortune? I think the Orn's been kind of bullying him out there in some of the
I would
fights.
say misfortune, but it's not looking like it. How can I tell who it's on?
He just put it on somebody. Because it just went off.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I wish that there was a way to tell on here. I just don't know if there is. Anyone know how to check that?
Wasn't telling me when I tried hovering it. The cannon and Swain go in. The Jarvan does go down instantly. The Caston is caught out and executed behind enemy lines. Misfortune and Nami are forced to just run back to Fountain as they're trying to do anything. A triple kill for the Kindred. A quadra kill before she dives to the Fountain. Orn's trying his best to just get them off of the Nexus, but unfortunately goes down himself, as Game 2 does go to Glacial Academy as well.
Yes. I put it on the Cassidon. Yeah, so I'll put the Anathis chains on Cassidon. Nice. Well played by both teams. The second game, I was definitely confused by that bot lane, but Chill were able to pull through that. So, very well done. Just in case he got out of hand. Nah, I get you. And a late game Cassidon is not a fun to deal with.
Okay, that was
That
interesting.
is all that we have for these two games, but very well played by both teams. Hope y'all have a great night, and thanks for joining us. Yeah.